Hello, welcome once again to Stuff and Things, where I like to talk about stuff and occasionally even things. I'm your good friend Bradley, and today is kind of a sad Sunday Stuff and Things. But we have stuff and things to talk about. The show must go on. And on this Sunday Stuff and Things, we will be talking about upcoming videos, things that you can look forward to on Stuff and Things and Stuff and Things Plays. We're going to talk about the passing of a personal friend of mine and a friend of the overall community here. And we'll talk about a trip that my fiance and I are going to be going on soon. And then we will round things off with your questions in hashtag askstuffandthings. So let's get going. Okay, upcoming videos, things that you can look forward to on Stuff and Things and Stuff and Things Plays. So, I recorded today the next edition of our Timeless Style series. If you have not watched the Barracuda G9 Harrington jacket video I did a couple weeks ago, you should definitely check it out. This is a whole new series. It's one that I'm pretty excited about. I think it's going to be cool, where we are tackling timeless, iconic pieces of mostly men's fashion, but some unisex stuff as well. And I don't even want to use the word fashion because we're talking about style. Timeless, iconic pieces. And we did the Barracuda Harrington jacket first. This week, on Wednesday, we will be doing this. The Ray-Ban Wayfarer sunglasses. Just completely iconic, timeless sunglasses. I think they were originally released in 1956. They've been around forever. They've kind of waxed and waned in popularity, but I still think they're amazing sunglasses. And these are the original, or what they call the original now, the Shape 2140. And that is what the next Timeless Style video is going to be about this Wednesday. The following week, we are going to be talking about our best blend, Smoker's Haven, our best blend. So we already did Exotique last week, and we will be doing our best blend after that, or after the Ray-Ban Wayfarers video, which will be this coming Wednesday. Our best blend will be the Wednesday after. And then, of course, we have Elden Ring videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Stuff and Things Plays. So please tune in. All right, so I don't know how to tackle this exactly because I don't want to make this about me, but recently, someone with whom I have had a long correspondence has died, and that is my good friend and your good friend, Peter Straub. I'm sure you will have heard his name mentioned many times when I go over the Patreon shout-outs at the end of every episode. He has been a maniac, a crazy person who has been supporting this show just so generously for so long, and he has had some real serious health issues, and he finally succumbed to those health issues. Many of you will know him as a very famous and successful writer. He co-wrote several books, or 2 books at least, with Stephen King, wrote many things on his own, collections of short stories, novels. He has been a lauded and much appreciated writer of fiction for decades now. He contacted me, God, it's been years now. I think it was fairly soon after I first put up the Patreon, which was probably 2018 or something like that. He became a Patreon supporter, and I recognized the name, but I couldn't quite place it. Peter Straub, where have I heard that name before? And so because he was on the Maniac tier, that would mean that we could have conversations. We would have FaceTime conversations every 3 months. That was part of the Maniac tier. And so I contacted him and asked, when he wanted to talk, and I didn't really know anything about him other than the name seemed familiar. And so after we had made the appointment to talk, I looked him up and saw oh, this is a public figure. This is an author. This is someone who has won awards for his writing. He is friends with Stephen King. He knows all these people. And I was really fascinated to talk to him. And so the appointment came, and we were supposed to talk for, I think 15, 20 minutes is what's on that tier, the Maniac tier. We ended up talking for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours that first time. He was so gregarious, so nice, so articulate and interesting. We talked a lot about writing. We talked about pipe stuff too, and he wanted to know some of my thoughts on, different things about that hobby. But I just wanted to pick his brain, and he was so forthcoming and so generous to just impart the knowledge that he had gained through decades and decades. He was talking to me from his really cozy looking library at his home in Brooklyn, and we talked for hours. And every subsequent conversation we had after that were hours long. Each conversation was more than an hour long. I can't form sentences at the moment. And he was just a really great guy. There are certain people, it's never been super difficult for me to have a conversation with somebody. I can usually find something to converse with someone about. I can find some sort of commonality. But with him, there was absolutely no strain whatsoever. We just immediately got along, and we could just talk and talk and talk. And I really started to look forward to our conversations. I'm pretty sure he did as well. I think he enjoyed talking to me. We had other correspondence. There was a period when, I don't want to get too involved or detailed with this, but he was having some major medical issues, and I didn't hear back from him for months and was getting really worried. And then finally his wife contacted me because he didn't want me to be worried about him. She told me what was going on, and then he kind of improved for a bit and we were able to continue our conversations. But then it's been quite a few months now since I've been able to talk to him, and I knew that things were probably getting bad. I didn't want to bother his wife or his family. I had tried to contact him through Patreon and just, calling his phone and things like that. And so it was kind of not a shock, but I expected something was going on, but I wasn't totally prepared to hear just kind of out of nowhere that he had died. And I actually heard the Sunday that last Sunday's video posted. So, I don't know. It sucks. He was a great guy. He was too young to have died. He wasn't a young man, but he still could have had many years left. Because of his deteriorating health, he wasn't able to enjoy the pipe hobby anymore, and so he actually sent me some of his really beautiful pipes. And it was just so amazing to see how much enjoyment he got seeing me enjoying his pipes, even though he couldn't enjoy them anymore. That was the kind of person he was, just a really generous, really great guy. So, I don't know. There's not much more I should say right now other than he was fantastic. If you haven't read any of his work, you should. I've subsequently, since we started talking, I've read some of his work, and some of that is very, very good. I'm going to miss our conversations, and he was just a lovely, lovely, generous person, and he will be missed. So here is to Peter Straub. It was too soon, and I wish we could have had another talk. Okay, so this coming week, actually on Wednesday, yes, on Wednesday, my fiance and I are going to be flying to Austin for a film festival, and we will not be here in Bellingham, Washington, and I will not be able to do a Sunday video for next week. So I still have all the gameplay videos. I've tried to do as many videos as I could ahead of time and get them all ready. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, gameplay videos will still be taking place. We will also have the Wednesday video for next week. So this coming week, we're doing the Ray-Ban Wayfarers Timeless Style series. The week after that, while we're gone, we will do the Our Best Blend video. So that will still be going. I may do some quick little check-in that I could just record from my phone. I'm not bringing my fancy camera with me or anything. And I might post that on Sunday instead of a Sunday video. We shall see, but I just wanted to let you know, and in case people are trying to write me or get a hold of me, it may not be as easy for me to respond to you or answer comments and things like that on YouTube. So yeah, we'll be gone for about a week, and it should be fun. I've never been to Austin before. I'm actually going to be looking in on a company, and I might be reviewing one of their products. They're a boot manufacturer in Austin. So that's going to be pretty cool. I'm going to pay them a visit while I'm there. So yeah, we will not be around next week. So normal Sunday video you're watching now. This coming Wednesday, the Ray-Ban Wayfarers video will post. We'll continue having every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday Stuff and Things Plays, the continuing adventures of Kevin the Kurt in Elden Ring. And then the following Wednesday, we will have the Our Best Blend sort of first impressions / review video. So don't worry. The only thing you'll be missing out on is you won't have a full-length Sunday video while we're gone. But hopefully you won't mind too much. All right, gang, but now it is time for hashtag #AskStuffandThings. Remember, if you have a question for me and you would like it answered on the Sunday Stuff and Things, you can tweet at @SATBradley with the hashtag #AskStuffandThings. Also, if you are a Patreon supporter, you can write to me via Patreon and you'll go to the front of the line. You can also leave me comments on YouTube videos, any sort of feedback, questions you have there. I read every comment and I try to pull out any good questions or feedback for the Sunday video next week. So, first, via Patreon, we have a question from Dr. Dre. Thank you for being a Patreon, Dr. Dre, or being a patron on Patreon, Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre says, "Hey Bradley, apologies if this has been asked before, but how much tea would you say you S in a week or a month on average? I'm just curious. I think it takes me about a month to go through a 50-gram tin, but I'm always curious how others compare. Thanks." I don't know if I've really talked about this, and it doesn't really work for me because I always have several tins open at any given time because I will have done a first impressions or a review, and then I pretty much always have a tin of Elizabethan open as well. If I had to estimate, I would say if I had nothing else but like a tin of Elizabethan, then it would probably take 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks to get through a tin. That's my estimate. And now that I think about it, I think there was another Patreon message that I want to make sure I get to. Hold on. Oh no, I think the question was from Dr. Dre, and he said that I should have used an accent, or I could use an accent, and sorry, I can't retroactively now use an accent, but the next time you write a question in, I will use an accent for old time's sake. Okay, next, via YouTube, we have a question from PBR Street Gang. They say, "Why not add various journal review videos to your routine, resulting in higher channel views?" I guess asking because I mentioned that the videos that I've done on Midori notebooks and the McFadin Taschenbegleiter, they get tens of thousands of views, and the tea videos do not get anywhere near that much. The reason is because I do these videos about things I'm interested in. And even though I am interested in notebooks and journals and fountain pens and stuff, that's not the only thing. And it's probably a detriment to the channel that I don't just pick one thing and hit that one thing really hard. But that's not what I want to do. I don't only want to do videos about one thing. And I know you're not saying that. You're saying I should put more in there, but I'm never going to... I've always resisted trying to chase what's popular and what gets me views. People have accused me of that in the past, but obviously if I were really interested in what's popular, I would be just drilling down into like Midori Traveler's notebook journals all the time, or journal videos all the time, because I can get hundreds of thousands of views on those videos. So it's just whatever I happen to be into, whatever's on my mind, whatever I want to show you because I think it's cool, that's the kind of video I will be doing. And sometimes people watch them. Lately, very few people have been watching a lot of these videos. I'm not sure what's going on with the algorithm, but I think we got very few videos on the last week's Sunday Stuff and Things, but that's just kind of the way it is. So hopefully you guys will find the things that I want to talk about interesting and you will tune in. Thanks for the question. Next, we have some feedback from last week's Sunday Stuff and Things. This is from Chad Curtis. Chad says, "Yes, exotique. I hope you really love it." So Chad is the one who sent us the exotique. "I hope you really love it. I think you will, as I certainly do. I believe the Our Best Blend still has Syrian Latakia." Yeah, I heard that as well, but I couldn't find any definitive information about that. But I'm not sure if Exotique did still. It's possible. It was right at the end of the Syrian Latakia blends. I'm looking forward to your review, Bradley. Sorry my package inventory list wasn't better. I missed the first thing you tried to look up. Haha. I was hurrying to get the list together and got your package shipped before work. I'm enjoying the Elden Ring series. I'm only on episode 13. It's frustrating to me because my only experience is watching your Dark Souls series and Sekiro. You move through the inventory with ease. I have a lot to learn. Haha. I'm only level 13 or something. Oh, so you're playing Elden Ring as well. Cool. Also, sorry about Russell Wilson, but we are excited in Denver to see how things go with him. Cheers. Thank you again very much, Chad, for that amazing care package. And yeah, good luck with Russell Wilson. I know that our year will not be great in Seattle as far as football goes, but hopefully yours will. Next, from GK. Maybe Conan really doesn't like Subotai, and that's why he escaped. Conan, my gerbil, who escaped last week and had a grand adventure throughout the apartment until he was captured once again. I don't think so. They seem to get along really well. I've never actually seen them fight. I've heard some high-pitched squeaks occasionally from inside their burrow, but I've never noticed them actually fighting with each other. So I think they get along really well. They are brothers. Next, from Michael Case. Europeans may not eat peanut butter sandwiches, but most sure like their Reese's peanut butter cups. So I mentioned how it seemed like a lot of Europeans do not like peanut butter, or peanut butter isn't really a thing in much of Europe, and Americans really do like it. Seems like even in the UK, you don't like peanut butter very much. But in Holland or the Netherlands, it does seem like people like peanut butter. And this is true, the peanut butter cup thing. I once dated an Austrian student. She was visiting the country from Austria, and she would go off about how much better Austrian candy was, Austrian chocolate and all this stuff, but she did love Reese's peanut butter cups. And she would talk about how she would go to the American snack store, wherever she was in Austria, I think Graz, and she would pay way over the odds for packages of Reese's peanut butter cups because she loved them so much. From Vape Wizard, I love that you try to pronounce words from languages that are not your mother tongue. I'm European and I'm used to hearing other languages, and seeing you give your best is just really nice. Well, I appreciate that, and I hope people understand that sometimes I'm being funny, but usually I am trying to actually pronounce something, or at least give it a try. You can go too far with that, though. There are definitely those Americans who, whenever they speak, whenever they're pronouncing like a Spanish word, they'll be like, oh, I had an excellent quesadilla the other day, and that can sound a little ridiculous, so I don't want to do that, but sometimes that could be funny too. But anyway, I try my best. I know I fail. Next, some feedback from Esser's Haven Exotique video that we posted last week. This is from 2 Packs for Sure. My biggest complaint with that mixture, and I have a few tins, is there's no dryness level and no packing method that I've ever found that will really keep it lit. That holds true for all JF Germain's shag cuts. The mechanics of it are so far an unsolvable problem for me. It is tasty though. And I do have to admit, I mentioned it in the video that I did about Exotique, but it has been really temperamental, and it has been really hard to keep lit and has required a lot of relights. I have found the exact same thing that you're mentioning, and as much as that should annoy me, I like the blend so much that I'm kind of overlooking it, but that is sort of a mark against it. And finally, from Chris Portislander, great review. Could you name some Balkan Oriental Forward blends for us that come close to this one but are more readily available? Much appreciated. Readily available. Off the top of my head, maybe like GLP's Meridian. There are several GLP's blends actually, but Meridian is the first one that pops into my mind, and you should be able to get that pretty much all the time, and it's a great blend. So thank you everyone for your feedback and questions and everything. Sorry if I'm not as exuberant as typical, but now it is time for the very best part of the show, and that is where we thank our Patreon supporters. It is super, super appreciated. The fact that any of you would donate any money to this cause is just kind of amazing. It helps pay for the fancy camera that is filming this video, the lights that are shining upon me right now, products for review, and every week, we like to shout out those who support the channels at $25 or more a month. People like Kirk Crompton, Private Eye, Glenn, Jason Buckner, Gloria Phillips, MDoftheNorth, David Gaudreau, Nick Papageorgio, John Tice, and Ryan McFadin. And of course, the Maniacs, the crazy people who support the channels at $100 a month. People like our good friend and award-winning author, Peter Straub, stolid and dependable Bob Magee, and rising from the ashes of the Phoenix. Thank you, Peter, for all the support that you have given over the years, and I will really miss our conversations. Thank you all so much for watching, subscribing. If you are a Patreon supporter, for supporting on Patreon. Yeah, I guess that's about it for this week's Sunday Stuff and Things. Stay tuned for the Timeless Style episode on the Ray-Ban Wayfarer sunglasses the week after Esser's Haven Our Best Blend. And remember, next week there will not be a Sunday Stuff and Things, but there may be a check-in from Austin, Texas. And until next time, until we meet again, I've been your good friend Bradley. You've been the audience. This has been Stuff and Things. I'll see you later.